Good day. In this lecture, we will discuss water analysis, focusing on how water quality is measured and evaluated. By the end of this lecture, you should be able to demonstrate different water quality assessment procedures. Dissolved oxygen or DO refers to the amount of oxygen gas dissolved in water. It is a key indicator of water quality and aquatic life sustainability. There are two ways by which oxygen can enter the water. First is by direct absorption from the atmosphere, and another is via photosynthesis by aquatic plants. These processes maintain oxygen levels in the natural systems. Dissolved oxygen is influenced by temperature and water movement, and higher temperature reduces oxygen solubility while flowing water increases oxygen levels. Oxygen from the atmosphere is mixed with water via wind, current, and waterfalls. Respiration of plants and animals removes oxygen from the atmosphere. Meanwhile, photosynthesis recovers oxygen to the atmosphere. Decaying organic matter at the bottom via the microorganisms also lowers the amounts of oxygen. Dissolved oxygen is measured using DO meter, which include a probe, electrodes, and electrolyte solution. Oxygen diffuses through a membrane and generates an electrical signal proportional to its concentration. Biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand are used to measure how much oxygen water will consume due to pollutants. BOD measures the amount of oxygen required by microorganism to decompose organic matter in BOD has several classification. For BOD of 1 to 2 milligrams per liter, that is considered very good. For 3 to 5 milligrams per liter, that is considered fair. For 6 to 9 milligrams per liter, that is considered poor. And for 100 milligrams or more, that is considered as very poor. Chemical oxygen demand measures the total oxygen required to oxidize all substances, including both organic and inorganic components. COD is usually higher than BOD because it includes all oxidizable substances. Industries often monitor chemical oxygen demand, while municipalities focus on biological oxygen demands. BOD and COD are measured using specialized instruments such as BOD bottles and COD analyzers. These provide quantitative assessment of water pollution. Other indicators include TOCs or total organic carbon and oil and grease. These represent the organic load in the water. TOCs are the amount of carbon found in an organic compound and is often used as a non-specific indicator of water quality. Meanwhile, for oil and grease, they can come from plant or animal sources such as oils, fats, butter, and lard, as well as petroleum sources such as kerosene and lubricating oils. Water quality is also assessed using total solids, suspended solids, dissolved solids, and nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus. This influences the ecosystem's health. In polluted streams, bacteria break down organic waste and consume oxygen. This creates an oxygen sag curve where the dissolved oxygen decreases downstream. If the oxygen levels drop too low, the aquatic organisms cannot survive, and this leads to ecosystem degradation. We also have some emerging pollutants in the form of microbeads, which are small plastic particles found in personal care products. They contribute to water pollution and they accumulate in the water system. Microbeads are made up of PE, PP, PET, polymethyl methacrylate or PMMA. For very dilute solutions, concentration is expressed as parts per million, parts per billion, and parts per trillion. These units are essential for trace level analysis. For example, a concentration of 0.1 micrograms per liter can be converted into ppm, ppp, and ppt. These types of calculation is important in environmental chemistry. To calculate for the ppm counterpart of micrograms per liter, simply convert the liters into ml. That will yield you 1 times 10 to the negative 4 micrograms per ml, which is equivalent to a ppm. For parts per billion, 0.1 micrograms per liter also represents ppb. For ppt, convert the micrograms into grams and convert the grams into nanograms. This will yield you 100 nanograms per liter, which is equivalent to parts per trillion. That concludes the lecture on water analysis. Focus on how oxygen demand and concentration measurements are used to assess water quality.